So let's start with the chapter 3 of the history, that is ruling countryside. In this chapter, we will study that how Britishers gained the Diwani of the Bengal and how they starting collecting the revenue from the peasants. Okay, so when in 1765, when Britishers got the Diwani of the Bengal, then the Robert Clive celebrate this opportunity at a very large scale. They organized a small event, and in that event, Englishmen and Indians both were the witnessed. Okay, but Britishers know that their initial purpose was of trading only. Their main purpose was not annexation. Their main purpose was trading with Indians. So now what they want to collect the revenue from the peasants, and when they are collecting revenue, that revenue was not sufficient for the peasants as well as for the Britishers, because peasants were not able to provide that amount of revenue to the Britishers because the amount was so high, and farmers were not able to pay that much amount because they don't have that much cultivation on from their particular land. So here is by both farmers and Britishers. So because of that also there was a famine which occurred over that period of time, and because of that over one third of the population was wiped due to that famine. Okay, now next point is how to increase that revenue, because the ultimate you can say income of the Britishers was revenue only. They were thinking that if we will get the good amount as a revenue, then it will decrease the cost which you can say which they expense on a collection of a production. Okay, so they want to reduce their cost, so they want to increase revenue. Now how to increase the revenue? For increasing the revenue, they said that there is a need to improve the cultivation, because they are getting that revenue from the cultivation only. So for improving the cultivation, what they did, they suggest the farmers to cultivate by new technology on that particular land. Okay, and after that they start explaining to the farmers. Their first policy was the permanent settlement. Okay, what was the permanent settlement? According to the permanent settlement, there is a permanent amount of a revenue which the farmers need to pay to the Britishers. The farmers who are having big land holdings or the farmers who are having small land holdings both need to pay the fixed amount as a revenue to the Britishers, whether they are having good production, whether they are having not. So how this problem creates so many problems for the peasants and those who are getting a good production, they are easily able to pay the revenue, but those who are not having a good production, they are not able to pay that much of revenue. At that time, the collection was in the hand of zamindars. But now, what they think, Britishers think that we should change our policy and we should provide the amount of revenue to the farmers according to the land holdings which they are having. Okay, so means now they will fix the revenue according to the land holding which the farmers or peasants having. If someone is having small piece of land, then they need to provide some small percentage of their production to the Britisher. If someone is holding large, you can say having large land holdings, then they need to pay a large amount of a revenue to the farmers. Okay, and in this system, you call this system called as a Mahalwadi. Prince, what are you doing? Yes, beta Prince, what are you doing? Focus in the class, beta. Yes, focus in the class. When the permanent settlement, बेटा अभी मेरी क्लास है, आप 2 मिनट रुको. So when Britishers were facing so many problems in the permanent settlement, so they starting their new policy. They start with a new policy named as the Mahalwadi system. Okay, and in this system, Mahal means village. Okay, and the head was village headman, who were the collecting the revenue village headman, because the village headman knows much better that who one is having small holding and who are having large holdings. So it will be easier for them to pay a fixed percentage of the revenue to the Britishers. Okay, so here I'm sharing a screen with you by which I'm able to explain you more conveniently. Yes. So what we discussed today, that in 1765, Britishers became Diwan of the Bengal. Is this clear to you all? Is this visible, beta? Okay, fine. When they get Diwani in 1765, then after that they introduce various settlements. In the settlements, we are having permanent settlement, in which revenue was fixed. Revenue was fixed, and the zamidar collect the revenue from the peasants. Okay, and what happened in next one, which we have discussed, Mahalwadi. In the Mahalwadi system, but Mahal means village. Okay, Mahal means village. So village headman will collect the revenue from the farmer. Here, the amount of the revenue is not fixed. Amount is not fixed. Some percentage is fixed. By taking example that if you are having 10,000 production, 10,000 kg production on your particular land, then you need to pay 10,000 of your production. If you are having 50,000 kg, then you need to provide or you need to pay 10% on this 50 kg. So there is a difference in 10 kg and 50 kg. 10 kg you need to pay only 10,000 rupees, and on 50 kg you need to pay 5,000. So in this type of settlement, peasant need to pay revenue according to the land holdings. Okay, next one we are having Munro system. Munro system. Okay, listen it very carefully. Initially, yes, Neha, Munro system was first introduced by Alexander Reed. Alexander Reed. Yes, after defeating Tipu Sultan. When they defeat Tipu Sultan, then they introduce Munro system in South India. But they are not able to expand all these policy. Sneha, please stop messaging. Sneha, yes, what do you want to message me? Sneha, stop it, otherwise I will remove you. Got the point? Yes. Yes, Bache, Sneha, and you are messaging me directly. And I didn't get the point that what you want to ask. If you are having any doubt, then please write down that doubt in the chat box. And please don't disturb the class. Students, now we are having Munro system, or we can say Ryotwari. I was giving you an introduction of this policy of you can say Munro system, that initially it was introduced by the Alexander Reed. Okay, Alexander Reed. एक सेकेंड बच्चे, एक सेकेंड.